things off with a bold claim that's shaking up the MMA world. Jon Anik, a longtime UFC commentator, just made headlines after telling MMA Junkie something no one expected. He believes that Merab Dvalishvili is already the greatest bantamweight fighter of all time. And this wasn't something he said lightly. Anik said, "I really believe he's the best we've ever seen in that weight class." And this is coming from a man who has deep friendships in the sport. He even said if he were getting married this weekend, Dominic Cruz would be one of his groomsmen. That's how close they are. So for Anik to name Merab, not Cruz, as the GOAT, that means a lot. Why does Anik believe this? It's all about Merab's record in the modern era of MMA, which is more intense, more competitive, and more evolved than ever before. Let's talk facts. Merab could easily be 14-0 in the UFC. His only 2 losses happened early in his career, one to Frankie Saenz, and the other was a very controversial finish against Ricky Simon. Since then, Merab has gone on a rampage. He's put together 12 straight wins, and not just against nobodies. We're talking some of the biggest names in bantamweight history. Henry Cejudo, Petr Yan, Jose Aldo, and even Sean O'Malley. These are legends, and Merab didn't just beat them, he dominated. He also successfully defended his title against Umar Nurmagomedov, one of the most dangerous rising stars from the legendary Nurmagomedov family. A lot of people thought that would be the end of Merab's streak, but he proved them wrong. Now, with a huge rematch against Sean O'Malley looming, Merab is building a legacy. He's not just surviving in the division, he's defining it. Anik said it straight up. With all due respect to Aljamain Sterling and my best friend Dominic Cruz, Merab is the best to ever do it. Why? Because the game has changed. Anik pointed out that fighters today are more complete, more well-conditioned, and way more dangerous than they were 10 years ago. He said the bantamweight division in 2025 is a different beast compared to what it was in 2012. So for him, the GOAT isn't just about who had the flashiest finishes or who held the belt the longest. It's about dominance, consistency, and being elite in today's era. And right now, Merab checks all those boxes. Now let's talk about something that stirred up the internet for all the wrong reasons. A video of Khabib Nurmagomedov, yes, the former lightweight king, went viral, but this time it wasn't because of anything inside the octagon. In the clip, Khabib is seen standing with a group of people. A female reporter walks up and offers her hand for a handshake. Khabib gently keeps his hands at his sides and doesn't shake her hand. Then seconds later, he goes on to shake hands with the men standing next to her. She looked surprised but quickly nodded and apologized, clearly understanding his choice. Now, for people who know Khabib's background, this wasn't shocking at all. He's a devout Muslim, and in his faith, men are not allowed to physically touch women unless they are close family or married. It's a sign of respect and modesty. But the internet? Oh boy, it had a lot to say. Some fans immediately defended him. One person wrote, "That's just him being loyal to his wife. He doesn't touch other women." That's honor. Others pointed out how polite the reporter was, saying she understood it. She even apologized. It was respectful on both sides. Some even said it looked like she knew he wouldn't shake her hand, and that made people wonder, was this moment spontaneous or was it planned to provoke a reaction? Some accused her of setting him up. One user commented, "This felt staged, like someone wanted to drag him online." Others pointed out that you never see mainstream media jump on Conor McGregor's violence, but a handshake becomes international drama. Then there were those who just admired how calm and respectful Khabib was. One fan said, "The self-respect this man has, people don't realize." Another wrote, "He didn't accuse her of being Islamophobic, she apologized, and that's it. Move on." At the end of the day, Khabib stayed true to his values, and many believe he handled the situation with pure class. Some fans were blunt, declining a handshake respectfully is news now. What a world we live in. Here we go. Another day, another Jon Jones rumor, bombshell. The question everyone's asking, will Jon Jones finally fight Tom Aspinall this year? Or is this just more smoke and mirrors? Let's rewind. Back in November 2024, Jones defended his UFC heavyweight title by beating Stipe Miocic. After that fight, he hinted he might face Tom Aspinall, but only if the money's right. Jones made it clear if the UFC wants that fight, they'd better write him a big check. Since then, fans have been dying for confirmation, and guess what? We may have just gotten it. While speaking at a seminar in Phuket, Thailand, Jones was asked directly, "When are you fighting Tom?" Jones smiled and said, "I was waiting for that one. Me, Tom, and the UFC, we've all got a lot going on behind the scenes, but we're waiting on the UFC to make it official." Boom. That's all fans needed to hear. Some people think he's quietly confirming the fight is happening. Others wonder if he's hinting that the UFC might move on without him. Maybe he's stepping away for good. Meanwhile, the fan base is split. And there's even a petition going around to have Jon Jones stripped of his title. Yep, nearly 200,000 signatures. These fans say the division has been on pause for too long. They want action, but Jones fans aren't backing down. They started their own petition saying Jones has earned the right to take his time. After everything he's accomplished, he deserves it. And of course, Jon Jones did what Jon Jones does best. Trolled the internet. He posted, "Biggest seminar in Phuket. Half the crowd flew in from the UK. Shout out to Tom for the free promo. Also, sign that petition. We're pushing 200K. Tom Aspinall didn't let it slide. He replied, "My pleasure, John. Told you I'm not an actor. Enjoy retirement." So what's the truth? Is this all build up for a massive showdown later this year, or is Jon Jones really done fighting? Nobody knows yet. But if it happens, Jones vs Aspinall might be one of the biggest UFC heavyweight fights in history. This next story is all about one of the scariest men in MMA, Khamzat Chimaev. For a while now, fans have noticed something strange. Khamzat starts fights like a beast, explosive, relentless, like he's trying to end the fight in round 1, but by round 3, he starts to slow down. People began to whisper, does he have cardio issues? But now Arman Tsarukyan, another top-level fighter, has stepped in with a major truth bomb. And according to Arman, it's not what you think. Arman said straight up, Khamzat doesn't have bad cardio. He's just overtrained. Wait, what? Yes, according to Arman, Khamzat trains too hard. Before the fight even happens, he's already exhausted himself in the gym. This man trains like it's fight night every single day. His sparring sessions? War zones. Not just one partner, he'll go through 5 or 6 fresh bodies, one after another, and doesn't stop until everyone's done. Arman said he dominates in the gym, drops people, refuses to take it slow. So when the real fight comes around, there's nothing left in the tank. He's already burned through all his energy days or even weeks before. Other fighters have confirmed it too. Names like Jalen Turner, Alexander Gustafsson, and even Michael Venom Page have all witnessed Khamzat's insane intensity firsthand. They've said the same thing. He brings fight night energy to every training session. Impressive? Yes. Dangerous? Absolutely. Arman also shared something else, his prediction about Islam Makhachev's future. He believes Islam will move up to welterweight 170 and stay there. He said once Islam cuts weight for 170, he's going to realize how much better he feels without that brutal cut. He'll defend the title twice and then retire. Arman is convinced that Islam will dominate that division too, especially now that the welterweight belt seems to change hands so often. It's no longer the Kamaru-Usman era, where one man ruled for years. The time is perfect for someone like Islam to take over. But before ending his thoughts, Arman left fans with a powerful statement. If Khamzat was still fighting at 170, nobody would beat him. And at 185, I still don't think anyone can stop him. He's just on another level. So next time you see Khamzat slowing down in the octagon, it might not be poor prep. It might be that he prepared too much. Now let's switch gears to something even more dramatic. Is Alex Pereira, the UFC's light heavyweight champion, really walking away from the sport? That's the rumor spreading like wildfire right now, and it all started with Magomed Ankalaev, who dropped a bombshell on Twitter. The rematch between Pereira and Ankalaev was expected to happen this summer, maybe even headlining UFC 317 on June 28th. But now, that fight might be off the table. Magomed tweeted, "Alex is done. He's never coming back. Let's move on." June, July, August, I said yes, yup. That's a bold, emotional message, and it lit up the MMA world. Magomed Ankalaev made it loud and clear. He's done, waiting for Alex Pereira. He tweeted, "Alex is done. He's never coming back." June, July, August. I said yes. Fans immediately sensed something serious was going on. And it didn't help when, just last month, Pereira posted something strange on social media. It sounded like he was frustrated with the UFC. Maybe about pressure, money, or something deeper. Later, he claimed he was hacked. But many didn't believe that. Even Ariel Helwani said the post felt too personal to be fake. Let's be real, hackers usually spam crypto, not post deep thoughts about retirement. So now fans are asking, is Pereira really done? Let's not forget he knocked out Adesanya, moved up and won another belt by beating Blachowska. 2 divisions, 2 belts, historic stuff. but that kind of rise brings massive pressure. Maybe he's exhausted. Maybe he's fed up. Some fans think he's just taken a break. Others believe something's brewing behind the scenes. And with Magomed throwing shade, the tension just keeps rising. His tweet didn't sound like a simple complaint. It felt like a goodbye to a fight that never happened. So now we wait. Will Pereira come back to defend his title or walk away, leaving the whole division in chaos? And just when you thought it couldn't get crazier, Khamzat Chimaev and Shara reportedly got into a real fight in a Moscow subway station. Yup, that's what Shara casually revealed in an interview. It all started with a shoulder bump. A guy bumped into Khamzat, didn't say sorry, and within seconds it turned into a wild brawl. Shara said 2 of the 4 locals got knocked out, right there, in public. Imagine it, 2 of the world's most dangerous fighters going off in a crowded subway against regular dudes who didn't know who they were messing with. No footage has surfaced yet, but fans are desperate to see it. If a security video leaks, it'll break the internet instantly. Some say it was epic, others worry fighters shouldn't be getting into street fights. Was it self-defense? Maybe. Could it have been avoided? Possibly. But one thing's for sure, it adds to the legend of both men. Khamzat is already a feared monster, and Shara, he's gaining momentum fast. Seeing them team up in real life, nobody expected it, but no one will forget it either. That's it for today's fight news. Like, comment, subscribe, because in MMA, every headline is a knockout.